All right, what's good, people? We back with another episode of WNBA. We got some exciting things going on. Finals matchup is set. As y'all know, we had a crazy exit interview with Nafisa Collier yesterday. What you want to get into first, man? What you want to get into first?
Let's touch on that exit interview. To be honest with you, I think that's the biggest
Yeah,
thing going on right now.
yeah. So Nafisa Collier, as y'all know, as people who follow the W know, she had an exit interview. She accused the WNBA commissioner of a few choice words during a conversation they had. She said things such as, players should think they lucky stars, losers complain about officiating, things of that nature, kind of being very dismissive to the complaints that Ephesa Collier, who's a top player in this league, concerns that she had pretty much about how to move forward with the W. And she was saying, like, kind of dismissive about it, saying be lucky about the, they should be lucky about their JB. Yeah, they should be lucky about the deals that she got them. The CBA deal coming up, things of that nature. And based on the chatter, it might be a serious repercussions for this, like a lockout or something of that nature.
Um, I don't disagree with anything she said. First of all, I just want to say that um, she said a lot of things that were true, and I'll ask you a question that I just asked my boy. We had this conversation a couple minutes ago. Um, when did you know who this commissioner was?
Uh, Actually, like when the CBA talk started, so probably like a few months ago, because I really I knew about the league, I didn't know about the commissioner.
Cool. My point, right? And saying that is, when did you find out about Caitlin Clark?
Uh, the 2 years before she got to the W.
Would you say she's bigger than a W?
No, no, I
Why
don't think
not?
no player, because I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the W existed before Caitlyn is going to exist after Caitlyn. It,
Hmm. That's
that's
true.
just how the league works.
The NBA existed before Magic and Bird too.
Yeah,
Did they get bigger just off those two names alone?
yeah, it did. Most definitely did.
You get
I,
what I'm saying here?
yeah, yeah. I see where you're going
Right. So it's a lot of casual basketball fans that watch the W now because of who?
because of Caitlyn Clark and Reese, the newer, fresh,
Not the
fresh
not not
blood.
not the commissioner,
Right,
right?
right.
I didn't know who the commissioner was until I seen I think with Caitlin Clark one time.
Yeah. The only time I've seen her face was she handed Aja Wilson her MVP trophy
So, but when
on
you
her rookie
fix
of the
your
year. I
face
mean,
to say players should be down on their knees thanking you, who
yeah.
are
Now
you?
that was crazy to me. That was in Adam Silver shouldn't even be saying something like that. That was crazy to me.
Right. The players make the league.
Pretty much,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like I don't watch the game because she's the commissioner.
100%.
I watch the game because of the players on the court. She's not a player on the court.
Yeah, I
So
thought her comments
she should
were
be thankful to these players that she has the job. Without these players, there's no league. Without this league, there's no job for her. Then no one knows who she is.
yeah.
Caitlin Clark, she could go play anywhere in the world.
That is
People would
true.
watch. People would watch.
That is true.
American
I
media would go cover Caitlin Clark if she went to play in China.
that most definitely. I can 100% where you're going with that. I thought her comments were like disgusting to say the least. For you to say they should think they're lucky stars that you like. Okay, you're increased the salary so such and such, but for you to say they should think they lucky stars, she should think her lucky stars. First of all, her comment makes no sense to begin with because she said
What
she
did
should
Caitlin
think her
Clark?
lucky stars.
What did Caitlin Clark make on the court this year?
I'm not. I'm actually not sure. She made more off the court. I can tell you that.
No, she made abundantly more off the court.
Yeah, a lot more. And that's the
She
part of the comment I was going to talk about. She said she better be lucky she makes 60 million off the court or something like that. I'm like, what? She made that on her own without the platform of
She
the
was Caitlin
WNBA.
Clark before she got to the WNBA.
Yeah, She was, yeah. It was kind of, especially for her to say that and then say that the WNBA gave her the platform that she, as we said earlier, like we knew about Caitlin Clark way before she got to the W. So like the W had nothing to do with her platform. She made that on her own.
Nothing.
And it's for you to say that to Nafisa College, and her defense, I think, made it worse, right? Because she didn't say, I got a screenshot of what she said. She said, I have the utmost respect for Nafisa Collier and all the players in the WNBA. Together, we have all worked tirelessly to transform this league. Excuse me. My focus remains ensuring the bright future for the players of the WNBA, including collaborating to help so we can continue to elevate this game. Then she went on to say something like, I hate that she took our conversation in such a way. She didn't deny that she didn't deny anything she said. She just said, I hate that she took it that way. I'm like, what do you mean?
Right. That's the way. How else am I supposed to take that?
Yeah,
When you say people supposed to be down on their knees thanking you, like how
yeah.
else is somebody supposed to take that comment?
And you said that to a top 3 player, top 2 player,
All right,
bona fide top 2 player in the league.
That's the equivalent of Adam Silver saying that to Jokic.
Yeah, you should thank your
Right?
lucky stars. I'm like,
Nafisa
what?
Collier is the MVP runner up, correct?
Correct.
Jokic was the MVP runner up in the NBA.
Right.
Saying that to her in the WNBA scale of things is like saying it to Jokic in the NBA.
Yeah. You should thank your lucky that to me was just so crazy. I
It's like
saw the
saying Cooper
interview.
Flag should thank his lucky stars because for Adam Silver. Like Cooper
Yeah.
Flag, not a millionaire before he signed the NBA check, NBA
Yeah.
contract.
And as I had her first take this morning, and Stephen S. was like, yeah, she should resign. Because for this to come out and you don't even defend it, you just say, I hate that she took it that way. Like she tried to, yeah, this was just disgusting to me. And it kind of shows, and Nafisa Collier touched on it, the lack of leadership that the league has and how much better it could be. Because
She should resign. I
yeah,
agree. And I think that they should try to hire Dawn Staley.
As a commissioner?
Yes.
Very interesting. That's very interesting direction. That's not bad at all. That's a very interesting direction because this can't fly. What I'm reading, what she said, and it's not like she's lying. It's a written
She has
statement.
no respect for the game.
Yeah, no respect at all.
And that's why I think somebody like Dawn would be good for the job.
Yeah,
she has the utmost respect for the game. She's a grinder.
She
played this sport when there was no money.
Yeah, every league on the planet respects their players. This is oof, and it's 2025 too. This is not like 70s where players didn't really have the power. This is you speaking on a period of time where they have the unrivaled league, NIL, things that can help them. They have the most power they've ever had. You say something like this, yeah, you need to resign.
You got players coming out saying they made more money in Unrivaled than they did in the W.
Yeah, and imagine. I can only imagine how much her mindset has held the league back because I didn't know she was like this. Imagine how much she's been holding these people back, these ladies back. There's no telling. You always hear about lack of good owners, but the commissioner saying this. This is disgusting.
She thinks she's bigger than the game. You know what I mean? Like when you're saying your star players should be on their knees thanking you for anything. You didn't create this platform for them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a superiority complex, right?
Right.
I'm the commissioner, so I'm responsible for your success. So
and you haven't scored one basket in this league.
Ain't scored one basket, ain't defended one basket, not even tied up a shoelace inside the white lines.
Right.
Have done nothing. So yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah, she got to go. If Adam Silver, if Roger Goodell, if any commissioner of any league on the planet said this, they will be gone because no players don't respect this. And she just turned the whole league against her pretty much. I don't think there's a single coach, owner, player that respects her now. Not even the training staff. The guy who wipes the floors when they go on the other end. Nobody respects her now because she just disrespected the whole league.
Yeah, she just made a statement that basically Made her sound like she's bigger than the league.
Yeah, it was.
Nasty work.
So, anyways, you want to get into this conference final, well, semifinals and finals matchups, man. It was a tough one that got pulled out last night.
How did the semifinals go?
So, as we know, my finals pick, the Lynx got eliminated. Nick
Hmm.
Collier went down. DJ Carrington went down. It was a tough one. But the congratulations to the Connecticut Sun. You know they pulled it out.
That's the Mercury.
Mercury. I'm Phoenix and Connecticut. They be throwing me off because Phoenix Sun,
They
the
kind of got
Connecticut
the
Sun, the
same kind of
Mercury. Yeah,
colors,
yeah,
like
yeah. They
yeah.
be throwing me off sometimes. The
Hmm.
Mercury. I'm sorry. I do that all the time too. Phoenix, Connecticut Sun, Mercury. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. The Mercury. Congratulations to the Mercury. Um, and then WNBA me, they messing with me too. But yeah, congratulations to the Mercury. They beat the most dominant team in the league and get to the championship. Of course, on the other side, the Aces make it too. They knock out the Fever last night, which that was probably some of the best shot making I've seen in a while from those guards and
Yeah,
Asia Wilson. That shot making was incredible. The sidestep threes, the pump fake, tough contested threes, the shots that Asia Wilson was making, there was some tough shot making. So this was a pretty good semifinals matchup. This is great. I want to say this, right? So the Kelsey Mitchell injury, of course, hurt the Fever a lot.
oh,
Um,
definitely.
Aaliyah Boston fouling out that hurt them a lot, and for them, Odyssey Sims. I want to say this: Odyssey Sims put on a masterclass last night. That reminded me of when Tyrese Halliburton went down in the finals, and T.J.
Hmm.
McConnell went on a tear for like that 10-minute stretch.
Yep.
Of course, they couldn't pull it out because at the end of the day, Jewel Lloyd, Chelsea Gray, they wouldn't miss. They refused to miss. I think Jewel Lloyd. I think it was her. It was either her or Chelsea Gray. They were like three for
Jackie
three with
Young. Jackie
Jackie
Young was
Young.
hooping.
She showed up too. Like everybody. Um, it was I got kind of got the play by play. Like every time I seen something, I took notes on it. It was just shot after shot after shot. Chelsea Gray three, Jewel Lloyd three. Everybody. It was a bunch of back and forth. Of course, Odyssey Sims tried her best. Yeah, it was. Oof, that was it was a lot of tough and ones fouls. Man, this was some shot making to see last night. What did you think about the game?
The game was very exciting, to be honest. I think that Kelsey Mitchell injury probably cost Indiana the game though.
Yeah, it's,
Back and forth scoring. But I did tell you when you get into these big moments and you get into these late game situations, that the experience of the aces would allow them to get to the next round. Like, and I feel like we saw that in overtime yesterday.
yeah. 'Cause this was a tough game. This is a
Yeah.
tough game. I'm looking at these numbers, man. Jackie Young and Adrian Wilson combined for 67 points. That's crazy.
Hmm. But that's where your vets, in these games, this is where your vets step up though. Like this is where they're
Yeah,
supposed to do it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Then you look on the other side, you look at the young stars for Indiana and Aaliyah Boston, 5 for 12 from the field, 11 points, 16 rebounds. She fouls out.
Yeah.
Lexi Hall, 5 for 12. You know what I
She had a
mean?
few
Like
shots down the stretch. That was
Kelsey
pretty
Mitchell,
big.
Kelsey Mitchell gets hurt. You're already without Caitlin Clark. It's a lot.
You know what's interesting? I think it was Jackie Young. She kept drawing like loose ball fouls because she was on the glass. She was on that
Hmm.
glass. And they kept trying to compete for rebounds, and boom, she's there already. And it kept turning into fouls or offensive rebounds, tap outs, things of that nature. And it's very interesting because I'm looking at some of the numbers. Las Vegas got heavily out rebounded, but for some reason, in those clutch moments, as you spoke on, that experience showed up, they were on the glass. And for you to get out rebounded by almost 20 and still have the more clutch rebounds, that's a very interesting turn of events to me.
It's just that veteran gene that kicks in at the end of games. You understand what's required to close a game. Like you
Yeah,
understand the extra mile that you gotta go in order to win in these moments when you've been in these situations before. this is great experience for Indiana, though. Don't get me wrong, because this is still a really young team for the most part. They'll
Two of their
all
best
be
players
back,
are hurt. Well,
right?
three after because Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and yeah, Kelsey Mitchell, she went out and a foul out. So yeah, they were very shorthanded and still competing in this game. Odyssey Sims, they was talking about her, struggling to keep a job or whatnot. She was talking about getting cut or what. She's gonna have a job after tonight.
She's
Just
probably going to have a job with the Fever. This is what
yeah,
happens when preparation meets opportunity.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like when you put the work in behind the scenes, when nobody's watching, and then you get an opportunity and a big moment in front of everybody, and you're ready for it. This is what happens. Like,
yeah. This was she put on a show here. She had some very tough shot making. The guards period in this game, as I said earlier, the shot making was incredible.
mhm.
Nobody missed. Nobody missed. Everybody refused to miss until they got to that overtime. And as you say, experience took over. Better shot making. They were better positioning. They made sure they secured rebounds, things of that nature. This was a Jackie Young tennis this game, of course. But yeah, I'm kind of looking at these numbers, man. They put on the show,
Mhm.
and for Jackie Young to show up in the way she did, she definitely, yeah, she showed up. Um, it kind of this wasn't kind of the same for the other series where I think they lost 3-1. Of course
Yeah, three
they
one.
yeah it was they kind of the Lynx they kind of secured game one in a comfortable fashion. They fumbled away game two, then they kind of lost control of the rope after that.
Yeah,
One thing it's very interesting because for a team that's experienced and as battle tested as they seem very rushed in this series. Like I'm watching them go on fast breaks and they're trying to get the ball out in motion and the ball's 10 feet behind the target. And it's
they
like
don't. How
it's
do I
like wow.
explain it? They don't. They have a lot of weapons, but they don't have like. Okay, boom. Here's an example I'll give you. Right. Remember Jason Kidd on the Nets?
Yes.
Remember how as soon as he got there, they just became finals contenders?
Yeah.
But before that, they were in the lottery
Yeah.
because they already had the weapons. They didn't have the facilitator. They didn't have the person that sets the table, the one that stirs the drink. So you look at Phoenix, right? Who stirs the drink over there?
That would be Alyssa Thomas.
And to me, she's the Jason Kidd of this league.
Yeah, 100%. Her scoring kind of went up too in that series. She's like, I'm
Right.
I'm I'm bigger,
I'm
I'm
gonna be more
stronger.
aggressive. Exactly. I'm gonna be a little more aggressive. I know what's required to take my team to the next level because I've been there before.
Yeah,
She's not someone that's never been there before.
yeah.
And
That's
Sabali was great the last two games. Game
yeah,
three and four,
100%.
she was incredible.
Yeah. I also think um it was just that was just a tough outing for them. Of course, Nafisa Collier going down hurt them a lot. Them turnovers piled up a lot. I was looking at some of the numbers. Like of course Alyssa Thomas, she's giving you 10 assists. She's very efficient with her passing, things of that nature. Courtney Williams was not matching that. She like early in game two, she definitely set a tone. She was hitting a lot of mid range shots, and then the turnover started piling up. So it's like, oh, she got 7 assists, and then it's like, okay, one turnover, two turnover, three turnover, and then the head coach, I don't know if you remember, fresh out of halftime, I think she said something like, "We dominated first, and then first play we get a turnover." The very first play of the second half got, and they just piled up, and it snowballed to where it just gave Phoenix all the momentum. Phoenix got
Yeah.
all the momentum.
Now what happens is in these situations, right? You just named the key. Collier goes down, right? Who is their offensive engine and stabilizer? That's their calm on offense. When things get out of control, stuff, you know what I mean? Go to Fee. Let's get the ball into her. Let's get her a touch or two. Let's get it to her three times in a row. And we under control. When that's not on the floor anymore, right? You have more guys that are not normally making these kind of plays in these situations as a primary focus of the defense trying to do
Yeah,
more. That's going to lead to more mistakes. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah. I also think they got outside of their game because, like, especially speaking on game two, the first half they were very slow pace, controlled, very efficient offense, a lot of passes, and then in the second half they tried to push and push and push, and then most of their turnovers came in transition, and then
Hmm.
so you got plays where Caleb McBride got the ball, in the post or corner or whatever, and it was slowed down again. She was able to hit a couple shots to kind of get a distance, and then they tried it, and then the turnovers piled up again. And I think they kind of got away from their game plan, or what made them great. And of course, Satu Sabali showing up in those last two games, Alyssa Thomas being the force that she was in this series, it was just a snowball effect. And I think it's very interesting because, as you said, once again, experience showed here.
So when you on the glass, right, as a big, just one thing I noticed just from my playing experience, right? Um, when you're big and you're a dominant big and you want the basketball, right, and your team is doing too much up and down. What I noticed a long time ago, just maybe ninth grade, I played with a big guy. His name was Calvin Brown. He was really good, and he get a rebound sometimes. He hold it for 2 seconds, just hold it, and then hand it to you. Here, now the defense is back. Now we got to run something. In other
Yeah,
words, get me the goddamn ball. I think Nafisa Kalia, she has to command the basketball more. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
as the best player on your team, sometimes you have a feel for when things are getting out of control.
yeah.
When
You
you
can
watch
feel.
Asia Wilson play with the Aces, when things get out of control, she'll grab that rebound. She's gonna hold it for a second or two. She's gonna drop it off, and as soon as the ball cross half court, she putting her hand up. Come
Yeah,
here. Come this way.
I'm getting Pam to touch this ball.
Yeah.
Can
Come this way. Come over here. She's waving somebody through. Come this way. Let me see that.
set a screen, whatever it takes to free
Yeah.
yourself. Because
Let me
yes,
let me see that ball though.
and you seen a lot of that last night. Actually, like it was a few times where
Yeah.
it's the back and forth. Hey, I'm getting a touch in the mid range. Boom, I'm gonna hit a shot. She hit a big three last night. You
Hmm.
see that, and I definitely agree. I think Dejanay Carrington production off the bench. Of course, she got hurt, so you couldn't have that either. That extra juice that they needed. Um, yeah, I definitely agree. There were times where I think hold on, let me go back to my notes from that game. Yes, okay, she was 7 for 14 going to the halftime. She had took 14 shots.
Hmm.
After the third quarter, she only taken two more shots after the third quarter. That's a problem for me. Your
No,
best,
it should
if
be it should be a problem for her though. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like that's a problem for Asia Wilson's.
yeah,
You mean to
two
tell me you played
shots
a
in the
whole nother
quarter.
quarter and I only got 2 shots? Yo, hold on. I need to see that.
Yeah,
Bring that
and
over
I
here.
and I think when it come, I think you need your best player, your MVP runner up, one of the best scorers in the league. I think she was the second in scoring in the league. She has to touch the ball more than two times in a quarter. That's our problem.
But in the flow of the game, sometimes as a guard, I'm just speaking from personal experience again. I'm not speaking for these girls because I don't know what they were thinking, right? But just from personal experience as a guard, sometimes when you flowing and you getting up and down, that's the kind of game you want to play as a guard. So you can get caught up in that sometimes. It's up to
Yeah,
you. Even if you watch old San Antonio Spurs games, right? You would see
yeah,
Parker and Ginobili just have like a 2 minute spurt where they just running up and down and the game look wild. Then Duncan would get a rebound. He would hand it to Parker. He run straight to the block and put his hand up.
yeah. But
And
even
everything stops. Here you go,
yeah,
Timmy.
even in that context though, because I 100% agree with you what you're saying. Even if you look at that first half, she's finding a way to get open. I'm coming off screens. I'm getting downhill, backdoor cuts, slot cuts, whatever the case may be. She's finding ways to get open, and it just didn't happen. And
Yeah, but
I
what I'm saying is I get what you're saying, creating ways for her to score. Cool. I get that. Yeah, you have to do that. That's a coach's job, though, right? But when the coach is not doing that, and I'm the best player on the floor, and I'm better than the person that's guarding me, eh, forget what coach is drawing up.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
not
to my favorite spot on the floor and throw me the ball.
yeah, I wasn't even talking about like plays. It's just like you want to overcommit. I'm finna run right by you. Oh, okay, I got the ball. I'm finna get right to my spot. Foul and one, things of that. That it just didn't happen. And of course, as I said, it snowballed to them losing the series. And
Yep.
they and Alyssa Thomas put her foot on their necks. She
Asserting herself the whole game.
and I noticed one of the biggest turning points, and I actually heard this on the broadcast. I think she didn't score much. I forgot how much she had in game one. She didn't score much. Game two happened. They were like, she needs to assert herself. They were talking about Alyssa Thomas. Like, she needs to assert herself. And at the drop of a hat, Alyssa Thomas kept getting downhill, moving people out of the way, layup after layup after layup, creating opportunities, playmaking as she does, controlling the glass. And so Alyssa Thomas is here. Alyssa Thomas is here. She had two more near triple doubles.
Mm-hmm.
She stamped her name on this series, and so. And to kind of segue to the finals matchup, this finals matchup is interesting to me because, of course, the best player in the series would be A'ja Wilson. And the injuries on the other side, I don't think this is going to be interesting. I don't think this is going to be interesting.
You don't think the Mercury have a chance?
Well, let me take that back. I think I might be jumping the gun because I jumped the gun before the playoffs started and I was proven wrong. Let me take a step back. I think let me on second look. Let me say that on second look, the Alyssa Thomas A'ja Wilson battle will be something to watch. Of course, all the role players, Satu Sabali, Kalia Cooper, and the girls on the other side, Jackie Young. All these, I really think. I think that's going to be the what determines the series, the role players, as they do most. Of course, most series are controlled by role players, but I definitely want to see how this duel go. I want to see how the defensive battle goes because, of course, the Aces anchored by the Cole Depoy are one of the better defenses. They can definitely shut a game down. I want to see how that works. I want to see how that affects Alyssa Thomas rim pressure as she gets to the rim. Because, of course, the other Depoy on the other side in the series she faced before, it seemed like it didn't matter after the last 2 games, 2.5 games, actually. So, upon second look, I definitely jumped the gun. Upon second look, this definitely could be something. Of course, as you said, the hottest team in the league, as you predicted, ended up right in the finals where you thought they were going to be. So, you definitely hit the nail on the head with that one. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be an interesting matchup. I'll rescind my original statement.
Aces in 6.
Aces in 6. I don't even want to give a prediction yet. I might be wrong again.
I'm standing on that. I'm standing on Aces in 6, man.
Aces in 6. I think the Aces can definitely pull this one out. I hope this is a good series because this could definitely turn into something very, very
ugly.
Yeah, I think this can get ugly. Because A'ja Wilson has been on it, especially after that, game 2 against it, or was it game 1? One of those, she had a rough second half, and then she went back on a tear again, scorched earth.
Mm-hmm.
She might go scorched earth again.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. But yeah, I think this should be an interesting series. I think the Aces take this one, though. I think
Aces in 6, man. I like the Aces in 6, man. I don't know why. I like them in 6. That defense, they play really good team defense.
Yeah, the anchor.
I know it didn't always show in that Indiana series, but they play really good team defense. They match up well, and I just think A'ja Wilson is on that mission again.
I also think, now that I'm thinking about it, right, there's something I skipped over. So Kelsey Mitchell ability to get downhill in that series, because I remember I was looking at, I think when the Fever played Atlanta, one of my notes, I put Kelsey Mitchell equals speed because she was everywhere, just I wonder if Alyssa Thomas can have that same effect, but using size as strength. I wonder if she had that same effect getting to the basket at will. I don't.
I don't think so against the Aces, honestly. I think they got enough size, enough athletic wings. Like it's enough people they could throw at her.
Yeah, because I don't think she has the speed that Kelsey Mitchell does. Just getting up and down the court.
Just to put pressure on? Nah. Mm-mm.
Okay, I
You
thought
right.
that
Nah, you right.
was okay,
Mm-mm.
but
I think Kelsey Mitchell is like the shiftiest player in the W right now.
yeah, she definitely can get busy because we had a all defensive guard on our team, and then she disappeared. It seemed like she just disappeared. I'm like,
You know
Jesus
what they say
Christ.
though. I mean, great offense is always going to be great defense. Like
Yeah,
it's the way it
and
works.
the speed kills
Yep.
because we. But yeah, so it's man, I want to give much credit to the Fever though. They put up such a tough fight, especially being a shorthanded they were.
Yeah,
They
I don't
just
have anything bad to say about the Fever. I think they got a really bright future. Like I said, they get Caitlin back next year, Sophie Cunningham back next year. Um, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Odyssey Sims because obviously she's going to be relegated to a bench role with Caitlin coming
yeah,
back. So will they keep her? You know what I mean? Or will somebody else jump in and take her? She can obviously help a team. I think she showed that in this series.
yeah, yeah. So I don't think you've been on here with me since before the playoffs started. What do you think about this? This has been I haven't been able to discuss this on the podcast. What do you think about that? This Cole Depoy. I forgot to bring that up. What do you think about this Cole Depoy? That was very interesting.
I
Cole
don't hate it.
Depoy.
I don't hate it. To be honest with you, it's something that sometimes I think I wish was done a little bit more.
Mm,
Um, Especially like when it comes to like sometimes like with rookie of the year and stuff like that. Like I just think it's something that sometimes it can be true. It's not something that should be every year, but sometimes I think it makes
yeah,
sense. Like for example, boom. Do you remember when Melo and LeBron came to the league?
yeah. Well, I wasn't alive yet, but yeah, I did. I know.
But if you ask anybody that was around back then, they'll tell you it should have been at least a co-rookie of the year.
Yeah. Well, most people say Melo should have won it, but if you look at it, man, they were neck and neck the whole
Statistically,
season.
statistically, the numbers were very similar. LeBron had more assists and rebounds. Melo was a little bit more efficient offensively, and his team went to the playoffs. And they both came from 17 wins the year before. So Melo went from 17 to 48 wins in the Western Conference and made the playoffs while averaging
Yeah.
25 and like 3 assists. LeBron averaged like 25 and 5, and they didn't make the playoffs in the East. That's why people say Melo should have won, but statistically, it was the same. So
Yeah.
defensively this year, I look at it the same way.
And they both had like rookie of the month every month, both of them.
Hmm.
So and so yeah, and I think Alana Smith definitely showed like why she should have been Cole Depoy in that those first couple series. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think I think this is interesting. I think this is one of the only, probably the only Cole awards that I witnessed in my lifetime, and it was a very fair Cole Depoy, like
Hmm.
a very fair Cole Depoy.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. I think sometimes it makes sense. Like Jason Kidd and Grant Hill, when they both won co-rookie of the year in the NBA, I thought that made a lot of sense. They both had great rookie years. Like, how do you?
Yeah. So my next question: if if Aja Wilson wins a championship and Finals MVP, does that make her the WNBA GOAT? For she got championships, she got the four MVPs, depoys, wherever you want, she got it. If she wins another Finals and Finals MVP, does that make her the GOAT, top five? Or I think she's top five already, but
I think
where
she's
do you
top
think that sits
five.
her?
I think she's top five right now.
Yeah,
Um, I just think it would move her up, maybe top three
top three.
if she's not top three already. But I mean, some people will have a top three already. I
Yeah,
just think for me, my WNBA GOAT is still Cynthia Cooper.
Cynthia Cooper.
Um, and then after that, I got Maya Moore. Uh,
Mm. No, Diana Taurasi.
then I got Diana. She's after
Oh,
Maya Moore to me.
okay, she's third. She's third. So
Then
you
I'm
think
then I'm
that?
looking at Asia Wilson at 4 or 5.
Mm, so you think Aja Wilson could jump Diana Taurasi with a championship and Finals MVP? It's a tough combo.
It's tough. It's tough at the top. It's tough at the top. Like it's very tough at the top. I will say this, right? If she does get this championship and MVP and she's able to sustain her level of play for some more time, like Diana's got that longevity on her side too. She
Yeah,
she was good for a long time.
she played 3 million years.
She was good for a long time. So I think she's got to do something to that effect. You understand what I'm saying? Like she's got to be
Yeah,
around for a while in order to move up. Now, Maya Moore, I just have her up there because to me, she's kind of like Michael Jordan in a sense. I came through, I had my run, and I'm going. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I could definitely see where the comparison line up. I don't know. I think Aja Wilson might be the best WNBA player I've witnessed my own two eyes. That of course
okay,
of
I'm
course
not
I
mad at
came
that.
in. Yeah, I came in a little bit after Maya Moore. Well, not I came in. I started watching after Maya Moore and all the all the Cynthia Coopers, all those. Of course, that was like way before my time. But yeah,
Hmm.
like as far as like Aja Wilson, what Stewie, Sue Bird, those the Feisty Collier, she's one of those. They're probably the best I've seen with my own two eyes. So yeah, and she's man, and it's crazy how much she can just control a game. I think she had 4 steals and 4 blocks last night.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
She's like to me, I told my boy the other day. I actually did a video on this. I think Asia Wilson is like the Tim Duncan of the WNBA.
Yeah, yeah, I seen that.
Just consistent greatness. You know what I mean? Like just consistent greatness. You know what you get in. Um, you know what you're going to get in big games. Just the fundamentally sound game. She's
No,
very Duncan like to me. Like
yeah, I can definitely see. That's what I'm like. Hey, Bam, step back. We need a lot more time. We need to see this for a lot longer. Step back a little bit, Bam. Don't take my girl away from the game, man. She's so dominant, and it's great to see.
I mean, she's been doing this for such a long time, man. I wouldn't even blame her if she wanted to start a family. Like you know what I mean? Like she's still a
Yeah,
human being. Like
she is, but man, just a couple more years. Let me get a few more, man. But yeah,
yeah. So I got a question for you. Um, both our teams are eliminated, obviously. So this is not a
yeah,
shot. I don't want you to think this is a shot. I'm a Liberty fan. We got beat on too. But now that your team is
yeah.
eliminated, you know what I mean? Like, what are some of the things you want to see your team do going into next season?
Really, I haven't thought about that yet. For me, I don't think for me our roster was as good as constructed as it could have been.
Hmm.
I just wish we responded to the physicality better in that series. I don't think I think the Fever said, "Hey, y'all got the better talent. Guess what? We're just going to out physical you." I think, of course, we could make moves, get bigger, athletic wings. Everybody can make moves to do that. I'm not really sure yet. I'm not really sure yet what exactly we can do. I'll I'll have to, but yeah, I wanted us to play up until the potential that we had. I don't think we did that because this was definitely a finals level team if we was able to respond with the physicality that they threw at us. I think it was a play where like we were down by like 7. They shot a shot and missed, and we had some momentum going. We could have got to the other end of the floor and cut the lead to 5 and kind of snowball it, and they just snatched the ball, the rebound. They snatched the rebound, and it's like we lost all control after that for the rest of the series.
Hmm.
And it's like, wow. And of course, we controlled game 1, and so I just want to see this same roster. I think this same roster can walk into the W next season and win a championship. Of course, you can make an improvements. We had the executive of the year because of what he did with this roster, improving it so much. Executive of the year. I think we can. I think this is a championship level roster. We just have to be a championship mindset team. As you say, experience played a factor, as you said, and it keeps showing up throughout these series as it's been showing up the entire playoffs, quarter by quarter, play by play. So,
Yeah, I agree, man. I think for us, for the Liberty, we need some athletic wings. I think I told you that earlier, like in
Yeah.
on our last conversation. We really lack athletic wings. It'd be nice to see them go out, get some athletes to help with our perimeter defense. And I'm kind of over Jonquel Jones, respectfully. Um,
Wow.
Great player, respectfully, you know what I mean? Great player, has been good for a really long time, but I I'm kind of tired of seeing her hover outside the 3-point line.
I seen that a lot too.
Um, yeah, I'm kind of like, and I know that nowadays that's what bigs do when they're getting older on the tail end of their career and they don't want to bang as much. It's a way of like preserving your
Allegorically.
body. Yeah, it's a way of preserving your body and stuff like that, which I understand. But at the same time, it's not what my team needs, particularly in order to win a championship. I think we got enough guys on our team that stand outside the 3-point line and shoot the basketball.
Yeah.
Um, Need somebody to put consistent pressure on the rim. So I think we need to kind of look for her replacement. I don't think it'll happen, but I think it's something that we should explore. And we need to get some athletes, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, I definitely think both of our teams can make improvements to go into the next. Of course, y'all dealt with injuries a lot throughout the season. So I think it's a little bit different conversation for y'all. I think fully healthy, y'all can take anybody. Of course, you know, but of course, as I said earlier, we both said anybody can, make plays at some athletic wings, get your size up, athleticism up, speed up, improve defensively. Any team can do that. But I think we both had championship level rosters. We just didn't respond well in certain situations. And
Yeah,
of
I
course,
agree with that.
Stewie going down hurt y'all too. But man, y'all,
Yeah. Injury is not something you could control though, you know what I mean? So I don't
yeah,
get too upset like players get hurt. I understand it's part of the game. It sucks when it happens to, you know what I mean, one of your better players, but
yeah, yeah,
I still feel like we got some improvements to make on the fringes with our roster, and if we want to get back
yeah.
to
Even
championship level.
even this year's WNBA champion can make improvements on a roster. So you know, it's it's all it's all in. Of course, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, right? Of
Yeah,
course, we all
facts.
been told that a million times. But yeah, so as you said, aces and six. That's your finals
Aces and
matchup.
six, bro.
What do you think? So you, of course, you picked aces. What do you think the Mercury can do to win this series? Though,
Honestly, play fast.
play fast.
hmm Play fast, speed the game up, muck the game up a little bit, force some turnovers, get up and down, and hope that you're hitting shots. Hope that the role players, the others, are hitting shots. You kind of know what you're gonna get from Alyssa. You know what you're gonna get from Sably. I think the others, they have to step up
Yeah,
and
the
hit
Khalil
shots.
Coopers
You
of
know
the
what I
world.
mean? Right. If
Yeah,
they're shooting the ball well from the perimeter and their two star players are doing what they do, then they have a chance. You know what I mean? Like I said in six, you know what I mean? So I do think it'll be a competitive 6 game series. I just think in the end, the team that's been here will find a way to get it done.
yeah. I think if the Mercury do win, this will be in a very impressive run. I
Definitely.
think I know this is a tall task, easier said than done, but they have to find a way to minimize the impact of Asia Wilson in the series for me. That's a tall task, easier said than done. Of course, I'm just saying it, but I feel like as long as she can imprint her dominance on this series, there is nothing you can do about them.
See, I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking 2004 Los Angeles Lakers versus Detroit Pistons, right? So the game plan was Shaq, we're gonna play you 1-on-1. You're gonna get yours. But if you get 40 on the block, that's not gonna beat us. It's when we double you, right? And you get 35 and 15 and four kick out threes for Derek Fisher, and Kobe's got 28, and Robert Ory's got 11 or 12. That's when you beat us, right? So I say that to say, last night, if Asia goes for 35, but Jackie Young doesn't go for 32, do the Aces still win that game? You hear? He must have froze or something. Look like he frozen. He look like he frozen. Yep, he froze.
I'm on the stage. Oh man, dang it. Sorry, y'all, about technical difficulties. Oh, yeah, I had some technical difficulties. I had to switch phones. My bad. This was a good conversation too. He was going somewhere. um, let's see. Hey, JB, if you still there, can you see if you'll come back up? My phone, my other phone tripping. I had to switch phones really quick. Had some technical difficulties. Anyways, oh, where's that? Over here? Is it over here? Nope, over there. Bet US, as y'all know, we sponsored by Bet US. We affiliated with the MLB and NFL shop. Y'all know Namu doing big things. We got a few shows. JB, I was talking to you earlier about doing a quarter a quarter view on the NFL season. Oh, you messaged him? Okay. You messaged him. But yeah, we got some big things coming up. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but yes, yeah. Got some big things coming up. As I said, Bet US. You get a 120% match on your first three deposits. Yeah, we doing big things. Hey, y'all know, get with your boy Southgate and better, get your cheddar, better. That's what I call them. But anyways, yeah, we were getting into Shaq and I think I know he was going with that too, because that's a very interesting way to put it. Which if Agent Wilson managed, if you manage to take away not take away Agent Wilson, if you manage to take away the role players, and I wonder how that would go. My role players have to outplay your role players. As I said in the beginning of the review, the preview. I'm sorry, at the beginning of the preview, I said I think the role players play the biggest part, but I also think you still have to eliminate the effect of Agent Wilson in this series. Not eliminate, but temper the effect of Agent Wilson in the series. Because if not, things can go awry. But yeah, if you don't show up, then I guess we can go ahead and end it. JB, I'm no longer on my account. I had to switch phones, so you're gonna have to end it if he doesn't show up. This was a very good conversation. It sucks that my phone tripped out on me. Yeah. You know, let's see. Anyway, so kind of eliminate the dead air. Um, if he might not come back. Um, although kind of cut short. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I'm back, man.
Yeah,
I thought your
yeah,
phone died or something. I didn't know what
yeah.
happened.
Yeah. It had my other phone had tripped out. I had to switch phones real quick. It kind of froze. I was in here. I heard when he was frozen. I was trying to hurry up and get back up on stage. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I ain't know.
I was like, man, he was going somewhere with that too. I'm mad. But yeah, you would talk about the Pistons Lakers series.
Yeah, so '04 Pistons Lakers, right? That's the year the Pistons beat the Lakers.
Right.
Um, that's Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, and those guys. They
Chauncey
let Shaq.
Billups. Yeah.
They let Shaq eat. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying they let Shaq eat. Shaq was dominant, but they conceded to the fact that they couldn't stop Shaq. but we could stop everybody else, or we can make life as difficult as possible for them.
Mm,
Shaq's going to have to score 70 a game if they're going to win this series. And if he's getting all twos, he's not going to get 70. He may get 40, but 40 doesn't beat us.
yeah.
Asia
Also,
Wilson had 35. No 32 from Jackie Young. They don't win.
that
You got to take away the Jackie Youngs of the world. You're not going to stop Asia Wilson.
yeah, I definitely see that point. Yeah. I
Not going to
just
stop her.
yeah, that is true. And also like I also seen people were saying, I think it was an interview. I think Chauncey Billups said it. He said they tried to force it. Like, Kobe's going to have to shoot them into this series. He's going to
Right.
have to. So of course that the Jackie Youngs of the world, of course, will have to keep them in this series, as you said. I also think
Exactly.
like at a certain point, like OKC did with Jokic, as they kind of like those last few games of the series. They're like, yeah, you're Jokic is not going to be Jokic anymore. You guys don't have Jokic anymore. You figure it out. That's my mindset kind of coming from. Like, AJ Wilson is now out of this series. You don't have AJ Wilson. Figure out how you're gonna beat us now. But I can definitely see how your counterpoint, how you looking at it. I think,
I don't think, but I think that everyone's been trying to figure out a way to say, hey, you don't got no Asia Wilson this series. Now figure it out.
yeah,
I don't think
it's
I
always
don't think
easier said than
anyone's
done.
I don't think anyone's tried the other way.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone said, go ahead, go get yours. We're gonna play you straight up and you get what you get. But they not getting nothing.
yeah, yeah. I can definitely. Again, all we everything we're talking about is easier said than done, right? Because
No,
these
of
are
course,
still
of course.
dogs all over the court.
These are still professional athletes. So it's not easy. But they're playing against other professional athletes. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, all of them getting
And
paid.
you're playing at the highest level. You're playing for a championship. So one would assume that these players can compete and they can
Yeah,
play. You know what I mean? And I think that if you scheme properly, there's a way that you can take away a Jackie Young,
yeah.
which
I still
is
I still think
stop
they got the
doubling.
length too. I think they got so much length. I think they got the length to throw at them too.
Doubling puts you in rotation on defense, right?
Yeah,
So when you're in rotation, you get bad matchups or you give up open threes, right?
yeah. Or driving lanes, however it
If
comes.
you ain't doubling, Asia Wilson's probably going to beat your player one on one.
Yeah,
Cool. But even the best players shoot around 50%. So if she shot the ball 30 times, she'd make 15, she'd have 35 points. Does that beat you?
nope.
No.
No.
It's the other things that you allow her to do when she's getting her 35 that beats you.
Because you mess around, you look up, and Jackie Young also has 32 alongside
Right.
her. And the big shots, of course, the big shots that affected the fever last night, the big shots. I think you have to eliminate those because, and I think they hit a lot of those too in their series. Because I kind of said earlier that the team who the role players play better win this series. I kind of said it earlier, and
Yeah.
because both of these teams hit like role players hit a lot of big shots in these series. Outside of
Hmm.
the best two or best three players, it was a lot of big shots, 3-pointers down the stretch. So of course, I think for either team to win the series, you have to have the better role players. So I can kind of definitely kind of see, I can definitely see what you're saying because that works most of the time. Hey, we're not going to be able to stop the best player on this team. So y'all gonna have to do enough to beat us. Y'all gonna have to beat us by collective because she's not gonna beat us in the 1v5. And I also
Right.
think that applies on the flip side too. But man, this is gonna be a very interesting series to see. As you said, no, as you said, the road to victory for this Mercury team would be to eliminate role players.
Yeah. I stand on that. I think taking away the role players, taking away the others, gives you your best chance to win. Trying to stop Asia Wilson is a lost cause. They've been trying to stop that girl since high school.
Yeah,
There's no answer. You understand what I'm saying? So at some point, you have to concede the fact that she's going to get hers. What can we
yeah,
do to stop everybody else, make life as difficult as possible for them? Because
yeah,
unless she goes and gets 70, we still have a chance to win the game playing her one on one.
yeah. That's definitely, yeah, definitely. Um, also, I want to see how Alyssa Thomas, as I said earlier, imprints her name on the series because we all know what Aja Wilson is going to bring to the table, and as the best player on the opposite team, what are you going? What are you going to do to also stamp your
I,
name on the series? I want to see how that works too.
I think her job is going to be to stay aggressive and to continue to get her own role players involved
Yeah,
because you're going to need the Kalia Coopers of the world in this series
yeah, 100%.
if you're going to win.
Do you think? Do you think that Alyssa Thomas' aggression, of course, carrying on from last series, do you think her aggression coming into this series can put a defensive anchor like Aja Wilson in foul trouble? Like, do you think foul trouble is going to be a big factor in the series?
No, I don't think foul trouble will be a big factor in this series for Asia at all. And it won't be for lack of trying. I think they'll try to put pressure on the rim, but she's a very savvy veteran. She's going to understand when and how to use her fouls. Um, that's just having game experience. What I do think that they can do is, I think that they can put her in a lot of action defensively, and hopefully that tires her out throughout the course of the series, and she's not as effective late in game.
Mm,
The more you make someone defend, the
yeah,
less the less they have to exert on offense.
yeah, use offense to play defense. That's a very interesting tactic.
Right. So that would be a way I would attack her. You know what I mean? Respectfully, I put her in a lot of pick and roll action, and I try to attack her. I know that she's a very good defender,
Yeah,
very high
the
level.
raining deep way.
Right. But
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
that you have to find ways to not allow her to kind of just play that back line on defense because she's the best at it.
yeah,
Got to have her moving her feet, putting her in different situations, and trying to create mismatches as well, so that you get easy points.
yeah. That's that's of course we're probably not going to get a good gauge on how the series is going to go until game two, so we can only speculate. I also want to see a chess matchup between the two coaches because I think at the deeper you get into postseason, the coaching matchup matters as the further you go. And I think as soon as you step into the postseason, it matters more than anything. But I think the further you go, the more it matters. Like
Hmm.
Becky Hammond, what she's going to do, how they're going to compete, how she's going to. I want to see that. I want to see that coach, that mental matchup between the two coaches. That's what I want to see. I think that would be interesting too.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see like what wrinkles do the coaches put in because obviously these coaches watch tape. Now you only playing it for one. That's the beautiful thing about the playoffs. That's different than it makes it unique and more high intensity than the regular season. In the regular season, right? I may play your team tonight, but I may not see you again for another 2 months. In the playoffs, I play you tonight, and then 2 days from now, I play you again.
Yeah,
So I'm only scouting you. I'm only preparing for you. And the more I see you when I'm a high level athlete, the more I pick up on tendencies, the more film we watch on you, the more we pick up on how things operate. So it becomes tougher to do the things that you normally do.
yeah, 100%.
So this is where coaching comes into effect. What wrinkles can we put into our offense? What adjustments can we make from what we normally do? Like what twists can we add to this particular set that's going to give them a different look to the defense and allow us to thrive still? So yeah, I'm always interested to see what the coaches do as well.
But yeah, because as you know, like me, like I was mainly a football. I love basketball. I'm mainly a football person. You get one chance in playoffs.
Hmm.
Basketball, basketball. You what works in game one is not going to work in game two, and it might do, but and of course by like your first 5 games, you're going to the coach probably done threw everything they got out on the court because you're not going to go in game seven with a secret game plan that you haven't used yet. I don't think that happens. So
I do think that happens because I think sometimes when you're going into a series, you understand that you're going to be in a long series, and you have different wrinkles for different games. So I think you may have something in the tool belt in game six that you probably haven't seen all series because it's an adjustment to the adjustment that you made in game two.
well, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, so
Uh-huh.
you're going to continue to adjust throughout the course of a series based on how, okay, when you make an adjustment, obviously the other coach is going to adjust to the adjustment that you made
Yeah.
and try to take that away. So now we have to do something different. So it's a constant game of chess in a 7 game series. And that's what I love about basketball, to be honest with you. because I
Yeah,
feel like the better team actually wins. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I feel like sometimes in football with the one game thing, it's just like, oh man,
You
you
got to
got
come
lucky this
prepared.
one time. You know what I mean? You
You
got
got to come
lucky this one
prepared.
time, but
Yeah.
if we played 17 more times in a row, I'd probably win 15 of them. Like you're not a better team than me. You just beat me today. Like you understand what I'm saying?
I also think. I also think. I think this happens in both sports, but I think basketball more than ever. The smarter coach is going to show up, like because like if we're being honest, roster Indiana had no business going 7 games with the Thunder, but I feel like Rick Carlisle mental input on that series
If we're
was so huge, and I think the same thing with this series. Like I think the mental advantage of the coaches will play a huge part in the series.
I think if you look at what I think people fail to realize is Indiana matched up really well with OKC.
Yeah,
Um, if you go position by position and you look
depth
at the
wise, yeah,
matchups, if you go position by position and you just look at the matchups, they matched up pretty well with them. So, and also their play style, it's very difficult to play against, bro, because it's not a conventional. They full court press you pretty much the whole game. Most teams in the NBA don't do that,
yeah.
and they're trying to get out and run constantly. They're trying to make it a track
Every
meet.
possession is a fast break for them.
Right. So their play style with the personnel they have, they got a bunch of guys that can shoot the ball, put it on the floor, and make plays off the dribble. They're a
Yeah,
tough team to guard. Their big man spaces the floor, so you got to get your big man away from the basket. That creates driving lanes. Like
yeah.
that
And
Indiana
2 feet
team was
touching the
very
paint.
well put together.
I agree. I just also think like Rick Carlisle heavily outcoached Daganot, like heavily. Like it wasn't even, he put on a coaching masterclass, and
I think people forget Rick Carlisle was the mastermind that beat the Big Three.
yeah,
I think people forget Rick Carlisle's been a good coach in the NBA for a long time. He's gonna go to the Hall of Fame.
yeah. Rick Carlisle is definitely
Like
a freaking genius.
he's a top three coach in the league, and he has been for some time now. When you're talking about X's and O's and putting a system together, and not always having the most talented roster either. Even that Dallas team that won a championship, that was an old team with Dirk. If you want to be
Yeah,
real,
yeah.
Sean
Older,
Marion was old, Jason Kidd was old, Jason Terry was older. Like a lot of these
yeah,
guys were old. JJ Barea was the one young guy probably that contributed to that team.
yeah. He definitely put together a great game plan. Um, and as I said, I think that's going to play a huge part into this series. I think the coaching advantage always matters. The person with the suit on the sideline with their arms crossed, looking at the clipboard, that probably one of the most important factors outside of your star player in the series.
I agree with that. I'll agree with that. Yeah, because it, in some cases, if we're being honest, I think it's more important than your star player.
Yeah,
Because if you're not scheming properly, then your star player is not as effective.
yeah, well, definitely,
And I think that's why the Aces win in six.
yeah.
Honestly,
but, but
they
man, what a
understand how
run
to
this would be.
maximize their best player.
But yeah, but man, the Aces, we got to give the Aces credit because they kind of stumbled into the season, and after that big loss they had, they went scorched earth, and then they end up in the finals.
Yeah, but
They definitely brought it together. They brought it together.
that's just being a veteran team and just being able to lock in. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And just having the wherewithal to understand what's at stake, locking in, and just getting it done.
yeah. Because whatever Becky Hammond told him lit a fire under him. Oh, I meant to ask you about this. I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot. What do you think about y'all firing y'all head coach Deliberty? I
I
forgot
don't
to ask
like
you
it.
about that.
I don't like it. And I don't like it for the simple fact that I think this was a tough year to judge her off of.
Fresh off a championship too.
Yeah, and we had so many injuries this year. You know what I mean? It's not like we won a championship, we had our whole team back and we came up short. Like we had injuries. We were missing key parts of our team for different parts of the season pretty much all year. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it was a panic decision, but
Yeah,
I would like to see Teaspoon get the job though.
yeah, it's yeah. That would definitely be an interesting hire. For me, it was just crazy because like, I mean, this is big thing with basketball. Period. These coaches get these championships, they get fired like 2 years later. It's so crazy to me.
It's a business. And this business and coaching, whether it's at the college level or the professional level, it's a what have you done for me lately kind of world.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? And we just came off a championship and we're not making it back. Well, I'm not a GM is never going to say I'm the problem. I didn't put the right pieces together on the roster. We didn't have enough athletic wings. We didn't have enough interior presence. Like the GM's never going to take that. So who's the next person they push this blame on? The coach,
coach. Yeah,
right? The coach is always the first one to get the blame. He's gone before the disgruntled star player. He's gone before the GM. He's gone before the director of basketball operations. It's always the coach first. So when you
yeah.
fall short, it's gonna fall on the coach.
That news kind of shocked, and I was hearing rumblings because of course the news shocked me. Like I was in a hotel looking at TV and it just popped up. I'm like, what? But I heard rumblings that they were planning to fire. They planned to fire her the year before, but she won a championship, so they couldn't do it. I was hearing rumblings about that. It's just wow. That shocked me. I wanted to get your input on it though. I
I,
had forgot to ask.
this kind of stuff doesn't surprise me anymore, bro. To be honest, like because I understand it's a business. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like you feel like you put this championship roster together, uh, and we're not reaching the level that we haven't met expectations in this season. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Maybe there's another plan in place. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't like. For me, it's like I'm a Knicks fan. Why did we fire Tom Thibodeau?
Yeah, well, what's up with New York teams?
Like you understand what I'm saying? Like I just some of the decisions that we make, it's almost to me, it's questionable. It's like why did we do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
Tom
I just
Thibodeau
chuck it up
firing.
as business.
Yeah,
And then you went and you fired Tom Thibodeau, right? And it's not like you had a plan. So same for the Liberty. Like you fire and coach, what's the plan?
yeah,
If you had a plan, you would have already executed the plan. You understand what I'm
you,
saying?
yeah. You would already
Like
had a coach in the building,
right, you'd
and it
already
took.
had a coach.
And I hope this process is like Knicks process because Knicks was begging everybody before they got to Mike Brown. They were just begging anybody
Because
to come coach the Knicks.
you know what I was thinking for a while when they was going through all that nonsense, acting like they wanted to interview a whole bunch of coaches they knew they wouldn't be able to talk to. I thought they was gonna hire Rick Brunson.
I think I think first take uh kind of put through that in there. I heard a couple people talk about putting Rick Brunson name in the hat, coaching
Would have
his
been a
son.
horrible decision. Would have been a horrible decision. He has no head coaching experience. You know what I mean? But I just thought, this is the Knicks, and I've been a Knicks fan my whole life, so I just know like we get a good thing going, and then we start making shit decisions, and we right
Yeah,
back in the draft lottery. You know what I mean? So I
I
was
just
prepared for my Knicks to do some Knicks shit. That's
I
all.
just found that so interesting. Like you fired because like even the Tom Thibodeau one makes because I feel like had y'all lost to the Celtics, he wouldn't have got fired, which is interesting. I think if y'all, I think they're like, oh, they beat the big bad Celtics. They reigning champions. I think had he lost to the Celtics, they were like, oh well, there's nothing you can do about that. It's the fact that he lost to the Pacers and beat the Celtics and then lost to the Pacers, they're like, oh, we're going to fire him. And in a sense,
You know what's
similar,
one of the things I will say about Tom Thibodeau though? His offense is so vanilla.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? And I
it's
think
so
that
plain.
that's what we need from a head coach right now. Mike Brown runs a better offensive system. You know what I mean? It's more based on player movement, ball movement, and stuff like that. I think if you watch the Knicks play the past couple of seasons with Thibodeau, it would pretty much give Jalen Brunson the ball. He's going to dribble it for 16 to 18 seconds, and take a tough shot. And he's skilled
Same thing
enough to
with Derrick
make them,
Rose.
so we get bailed out. You know what I mean? In the Indiana series, if you were watching Knicks versus Pacers, right?
Yeah.
When the Knicks won games, who was the driving force for the Knicks in our wins?
It
Do
was
you
always
recall?
it was always Cat or Jalen Brunson.
It was Cat against the Pacers.
Yeah. He had
Remember one game
some
Brunson was
few
in
big
foul
ones.
trouble? The one game Brunson was in foul trouble, right? And he didn't play
Yeah.
most of the fourth quarter. Cat had 20 in the fourth, and we won.
That was the game they blew that big lead, I think it was. They had a 20-point lead, they blew it.
And Cat had 20 in the fourth, and we won. Right? That's one game. The other game that we won in the fourth quarter, Cat had 14 points, and we were
Yeah.
playing through Cat, not Brunson. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we need to give the team to Cat, but when you're able to coach, right, or you have experience in these big moments, you're able to make that adjustment and say, hold on, they don't have an answer for Carl.
Yeah.
Let's get him the ball 5 times in a row.
Another thing is like y'all have a lot more offensive talent than people give y'all credit for.
Yeah, but the
Like
way that we play offense doesn't allow for those
it
other
does,
guys to
yeah.
do what they do.
Because that's another thing. Like Thibodeau, he has some weapons in the arsenal. I think Miles McBride should definitely got a bigger role. I think his ability to get downhill, and I also
Even
think
even how
like
he uses Mikal Bridges, bro.
yeah, Mikal like that is like Mikal Bridges' usage did not make any sense to me for the Knicks. Why'd you
Mikal
trade
Bridges
all
could
those picks
score.
for?
He could score with the basketball in his hands. Sticking him in a corner and trying to make him a 3-and-D guy, that's not who he is. Is he a good defender? Yes, yes, sir. But offensively, he's more than just a guy that can stand in the corner. He's actually a really good mid-range shooter. And he put it on the floor, 1-2 dribbles, get to the mid-range, knock down shots. That's his game.
Yeah, and it's like in Phoenix he was that, but you seen in Brooklyn he turned it up a notch. You got to see what he looks like when he can control an offense. So I
You
think
got to remember in Phoenix, he was just coming into league.
yeah,
So whatever role they give you as a young player, you willing to take it and try to thrive in it. So that's what he did in Phoenix. In Brooklyn, I think we got to see who he really was as a player.
yeah, they cut him loose a little bit. And I think
Yeah,
even though he was the first option, I think you can take that and use it in a way where he can still be your third option, second option on
but you
most
could cut
games.
him loose as a third option too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can put him in a situation where he can be the second or third option because of course somebody's going to have an off night. It's the
You could
NBA,
have. See,
and he
this
can
is this
cut
is
loose.
this is where coaching comes into it, though, right? How you build your rotation and how you structure your minutes. You could put Mikal Bridges in situations where he's a second option on the floor every night at some points.
Yeah,
Understand
yeah,
what I'm saying? From a
even that.
standpoint of, okay, I know I'm going to play Jalen Brunson the whole first quarter, right? But Cat's coming out with 5 minutes left in the first. Let's leave Mikal in with JB. He's option 2 right now. Then he could start the second quarter with Cat, and then Brunson can come back in when he goes out and takes a breather. Then he comes back in and he's a third option. But he's played
Yeah,
8 minutes as a second option, so he's getting more touches now.
yeah, and then I also think when Brunson comes out, you can put McBride in. I think they can both be scoring options because I don't think you're going to lose any defense. You're
I
not
think
losing any
McBride
defense.
is going to play a lot less this year.
Yeah, because of course Jordan Clarkson coming in,
Malcolm Brogdon coming in.
Malcolm Brogdon. Yeah, Malcolm Brogdon coming
Malcolm Brogdon is going to take those minutes from McBride. He's steady. He's bigger. He's just as good of a defender. He's a better 3-point shooter and ball handler and playmaker. So
in.
as a
He
backup
just had
point
a better
guard,
better feel for the game
yeah, I
in
think he's
total.
just a better. Respectfully, I think he's just a better basketball player, to be honest, when he's
Yeah,
healthy. And I like Deuce McBride. I'm a Knicks fan. You know what I mean? I love Deuce, and I love his development. I watched him play since West Virginia. He couldn't do half the things that he's doing now coming out of college. He was just a defensive guy with some speed and athleticism. He could shoot the ball. He could put it on the floor now. He worked on his game a lot. He got way better, but he's not better than Malcolm Brogdon.
yeah,
So I look at our backcourt off the bench, and it's Malcolm Brogdon and Jordan Clarkson.
yeah, 100%. I think y'all did add a lot of depth, and I think the injuries in the Eastern Conference definitely opens up a huge lane for y'all.
We have
Other
the
than
best chance to make it to the finals. Like I said, I'm a lifelong Knicks fan. Since the year we made the finals in 94. When we played
mm,
the Rockets, 94, 95, that was expected of us. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That was the expectation that year was the Knicks are going to the finals. It was actually expected that we were supposed to win the finals. I'll actually send you the interview where Michael Jordan said he thought that the Knicks were going to win a championship when he retired.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
But we ran into Hakeem,
and
lost in 7.
dream happened. Yeah, But yeah, of course, I think yeah, I think this Eastern Conference gonna look look very interesting. I think the Pistons definitely got something they wanted trying to throw their name in the hat. Of course, Cleveland's still there. I think Atlanta made a lot of moves this offseason.
I think the Pistons actually took a step back.
You think, ooh, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this.
I said this to somebody the other day. What made the Pistons really good this year?
I will say toughness defense. I think they were a strong defensive team. Very tough to me.
Toughness, defense, and what?
I
You're
would,
missing a key. You're missing a key element to their offense right now.
I would say what the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Beasley. Oh man.
Not just Malik Beasley, Hardaway Jr. too.
Hardaway Jr. did. Yeah.
I think Hardaway
Hardaway.
Jr. hit about 150 threes last year. I think Malik Beasley hit over 300. That's 450 threes just walked out the building. You replace that with Duncan Robinson.
When you put it that way,
Think about it. Like, respectfully,
when you put it that way, yeah,
you replace 450 threes. Malik Beasley is a really good defender, too. Tim Hardaway is serviceable. You replace them with a cone and Duncan Robinson.
mm. You don't think what do you think about Jaden Ivey being healthy though? Like you think that affects this team to any extent, or of course it affects him to some extent, but like what extent do you
He'll
think
help.
this affects?
He'll help. He'll help. Don't get me wrong. He's a good basketball player, but is he a spacer of the floor?
No,
Is Cade a great shooter? No. Average. Both of those guys average, right? Where they trying to
average
get
shooters.
to?
They're trying to get to
Where they
that
trying to get
basket or
to?
that mid range.
Mm-hmm. And you still got Jalen Duren on the floor who can't do anything outside of 10 feet, right?
Isaiah Stewart right there too.
Isaiah Stewart, who
So
can't walk and chew gum at the same time with a basketball in his hand, right?
yeah, that double
So
big lineup they like to run.
who spaces the floor this year for y'all? Who creates driving? Why do you think K had so much space to operate last year? Because you couldn't help off either corner. They put Tim Hardaway Jr. in one corner, they put Malik Beasley in the other side. You have two
Yeah,
dead defenders now. You got two dead defenders now.
yeah.
Now I'm putting Cade in a pick and roll with Jalen Duren, who's an uber athletic big, and they have space because you can't help off my corners.
Yeah, and you can't fully drop because he's gonna pop on you that mid range and
Right.
light you up, and then
Right.
the second leader 3-point is sitting in the corner if you want to try to help too much. He's going to light you up.
That's my
too.
point. That second leading 3-point shooter is not there anymore now.
Yeah,
And neither is the guy that was on the other side spacing the floor at a high level too.
yeah. When you put it like that, yeah, they definitely took a step back. That offense might look so ugly now that I'm thinking.
That's
about
how this is how
Oh
I
my
look at basketball.
goodness.
You understand what I'm saying? I look at basketball and I'm watching a team play and I'm like, okay, damn, this pick and roll look good. Why nobody helping from over here? Oh, okay, because this guy's in the corner. But now that guy's not there anymore.
Yeah, you look up, K got 7 assists. Malik Beasley got 8 threes. The other one got 3.
Right. You don't realize it, but you look up and those two guys got 33, 35 points a night. Just knocking down shots.
Yeah, I could definitely combine it for 11 or so threes a night. Yeah, I could definitely see how they took it. Now that I think about that, offense going to look so ugly.
It's going to look a little congested in that lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they lose Dennis Schroeder too?
Yeah, they lost Dennis Schroeder too. Yeah. Wow, they lost a lot. I didn't even think about that.
Come on, bro.
They took a step back. They took a James Harden step back.
So what I'm saying, bro, I knew I wasn't bugging. I'm like, yo, I think they lost Dennis Schroeder too. So they lost Schroeder, who was a backup point guard, their 6th man, and really, to be honest with you, one of their better players in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, he was definitely huge for them in that first round.
Hooping. It was against the Knicks. I was watching it. He was cooking us. We didn't have an answer for him. When he came off the bench, we didn't have an answer for him. He's putting pressure on our defense all the time. Getting to the mid-range, whatever he felt like, and knocking down shots, putting pressure on him. Getting to the free throw line. He was hitting some tough threes. He was playing some scrappy defense. Dennis Schroeder could hoop. So you lost him. You lost Tim Hardaway Jr. and you lost Malik Beasley. And you replacing that with Dennis Schroeder, with Duncan Robinson and Marcus Sasser in them?
Yeah, man, coach got to figure out something now. He got to get in that bag. JB got to get in that bag.
No, I like JB. But JB had a roster that was good for him. You need the personnel You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So if they take a step back this year, everybody gonna blame JB. It's not JB. I just explained to you what the problem was.
yeah. They just
You understand what I'm saying?
they, they just lost half. They just lost half of their offense. But
They just
y'all
lost
could
400 threes.
probably more than that because Schroeder could space the floor too.
Maybe 500 between Schroeder, Hardaway, and Beasley. Maybe they probably lost 500 plus threes.
Yeah, that's a lot of threes. Mhm.
That's 1,500 points.
Yeah, you have your offense just walk out the door.
That's your floor spacing right there. Just walked out the building.
Yeah,
And you bringing back Jaden Ivey, who's a decent shooter, and Duncan Robinson, somebody who has a history of not being able to stay on the floor because he can't defend.
yeah. Definitely get played out of a lot of series getting picked on.
That's what I'm saying. So I see a step back.
Yeah, I can see it too. That because I that didn't pop up in my brain at first.
Unless Jaden Duran come back hitting threes,
Turning Kristaps Porzingis. Well,
unless
I
he
don't
come
want
back hitting threes and he got the ability to step out and space the floor, because then that creates a different dynamic. You don't have two big guys hovering around the rim and two guards trying to get to the rim all the time.
to. Yeah. So minus the Pistons, the what as I said, the Knicks, Atlanta. I want to see. I want to see Orlando do something. I don't know if they're going to do much. This Western Conference. I mean, not West Eastern Conference is wide open for next year.
I'm not I'm not as sold on Atlanta as everybody else either.
Mm,
I'm not.
I think so.
Porzingis still
My
can't stay healthy, so just because he got a Hawks jersey on, he gonna play 82 games this year.
no, for me, it's not even this. This might sound crazy. People call me crazy when I usually say it. For me, it has nothing to do with Porzingis. I think Jalen Johnson being healthy is huge. I think they got enough bigs to where Porzingis don't have to play 82 games for them to be super crazy. Of course, losing Capella hurts, but for me, Zachary Ricochet is like huge. For I think he's very very good, and not too many people agree because he's the first pick and or whatnot. Dude can shoot the skin off the ball. He can move. He can get downhill. He's 6'10" and he can defend very well. I think his progress is going to be. I think he's going to progress very well, and I think he's going to be huge for Trae Young, a guy like
His
him.
progress, his progress, in my opinion, gets hurt by Jalen Johnson coming back.
That's also could be true. But I think
Where you can't you gonna play them together?
they can play together. I don't see why not. You have your athletic wing, and then you have this other guy who's great defensively. Of course, you can play them both defensively, and he provides a lot of spacing.
I don't know. So then, would you gonna play one of them at the five?
No, I was thinking that you go Trae Young at the one, you go Dyson at the two, you go Ricochet at the three, you go Jalen just at the four, and then Double O at the five.
I guess. I mean, that don't sound bad. I'm not sold on Ricochet yet. For one, like me personally, and I'm not sold on Double O either. I think it's I got to see him play against starters more consistently. Like when you top of the food chain. Um,
Of course, this one Porzingis is out because we all know he's going to miss
yeah,
games.
but this is my point though. You understand what I'm saying? So when we look at
Yeah,
Double O, right? You playing against backups. You look good playing against backups. But I need to see that translate to you playing against them dudes. I need to see you stay on the floor when you're playing against top tier bigs. Like
yeah,
it's just certain it's just a lot of unproven things on the Hawks right now, and I think people just ready to put them in the Eastern Conference Finals a little too fast.
yeah. I can definitely see how that's kind of they made a lot of moves that I think provides
They got
depth
a lot
and
of young talent over
opportunity.
there though.
Yeah, and this it's not the exact same, but it's kind of reminds me of that team that Trae Young had when he went to the conference finals. It's not the same spacing wise because you don't have a Bogdanovich there. You don't have a Herder there. But I think the size and defense around him is going to because I think they're going to be one of the better defensive teams in the league next year.
Yeah, but
You,
y'all don't really have guys that can space the floor.
I mean, I think again, I think Dyson Ricochet and Trae Young provides good spacing. Of course, Porzingis when he healthy, that's more spacing. Again, the coach got to figure this all out. But yeah, I think they have enough space. I think they have quality spacing. With your
Okay.
ball handler being an elite long ball shooter,
I
I
wouldn't necessarily call Trae Young an elite long ball shooter. Um, I would say he's a volume shooter. But percentage wise, you check the numbers. I mean, they're not. He's not very efficient. He's this generation's Allen Iverson in terms of efficiency.
mm, I can definitely see how that. I can definitely see how that goes. Yeah, and also another thing that people didn't talk about, like Trae Young played a lot more off ball early in the season because Jalen Johnson, he was able to control the offense a lot and control the ball, which helped their offense a whole lot and their defense, of course, because you don't have your 5'11", 150-pound point guard pounding the ball and then shooting the ball from 50 feet every play. And so when he
Mhm.
went down, they kind of had to resort back to that. I got him about to pound the ball and shoot the ball from 50 feet every play, and it got to hurt him. I think him coming back helps. I think him coming back helps Trae Young in a sense too. I think that it kind of works in the tandem.
Yeah, it's definitely going. Jalen Johnson is good. Don't get me wrong. Like he's one of those young guys that's like you see all star potential in that kid. You know what I mean? He's to me, he's not the issue. He's going to be a really good player. I'm like I said, it's just Reese Shea and Double O. I'm not really sold on him.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what Nickeil Alexander Walker is able to do outside of Minnesota. I know y'all threw some chips at him.
yeah.
I need to see some production there, and I need to see some efficiency from Trae Young. Now
Mm,
that you have these pieces around you, right? Do you come off the ball a little bit more in terms of like turning down some of those 40-foot heaves and
yeah.
getting,
I
into
think he
better
does
offense? I need to see that. He doesn't
because
have a history of doing that.
they did it a lot. Because my whole thing is I've seen him do it a lot with it. Jalen, like again, like I said, he was off the ball more than he's ever been for the first part of last year. But of course, the guy who he was giving the ball to kind of chill back on tore his ACL.
Hmm.
So it kind of threw off the progression and the flow of the offense where Trae Young can say, hey, I can take a step back and play off ball. I'm gonna let you control the offense for this amount of time. It kind of threw it off because the guy he's handing the ball off to tore his ACL, and I think again. This is all speculation. The Hawks could absolutely suck next year, but I do think they take a big jump with these offseason moves. I think
That
they
made some good moves.
also defensively, like I think this team is going to be very good defensively.
I'm not opposed to that. I think you guys will be a good team. I need everybody to pump their brakes a little bit. That's all.
Yeah,
Like I think sometimes we go too far too fast. Sometimes like
yeah, as
annoying
I
the
did
team.
earlier. Sometimes sometimes you got to stop.
Like I've
Stop.
heard people putting Orlando in the finals.
Wow, that's crazy.
This is what I'm saying. Like it's like you haven't even seen them play a game together yet.
They didn't even solve their biggest issue. They didn't even solve their
They
biggest
still
issue.
don't have a point guard.
They still do.
Like
Yeah, we have no idea who's going to be able to set the table for Paulo and Franz to get off. Yeah, that's crazy. Desmond Bain is not finna turn the Jason Kidd off, son. That's not happening.
no.
Neither is Jalen
And
Suggs.
Jalen Suggs is not a one. He's not a one.
Yeah, he can be. I think
They gonna
because
play him at the one though, but he's not a
yeah,
one.
I think because he got a good handle and he's a good point of attack defender, they're going to play him at the one. But
Hmm.
he's not. Yeah,
He's not a one.
because I am so sick of seeing Paulo Banchero have to turn to prime LeBron every time he touches the ball. Like he's good, but get that man touches where he can get open. Like he shouldn't have to. Your power forward should not have to make tough shot after tough shot after tough shot just to get 20 points on the board. That's
Yeah, but Paolo don't exactly run down, put his hand up on the block, and go to work down there neither. Paolo trying to shoot a lot of step back jumpers. So I mean, as much as we want to say we got to put him in position to do other things, he got to put himself in position to do the other things. Like you, the man on your team, wherever you put your hand up at on the floor, they're gonna give you the ball.
yeah, that is true.
Like you
Like
understand what
we
I'm saying? Like so, sometimes I hate when we excuse like certain things about star players, and sometimes it's not even intentional. It's just how we assess the game. Sometimes, like, damn, maybe the coach is not doing it. Yeah, well, I know that if I'm the best player on my team at any level, If I put my hand up like this, they're gonna put the ball in that motherfucker. That's how
Yeah.
it go.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Regardless of what coach talking about, if your best player come down the court right here, you put that motherfucker right there. You're gonna deal with
Yeah.
whatever coach talking about later, but this is the guy.
Yeah.
He gets the
It,
ball.
it
So
just
if you want the ball in different spots, take your ass to a different spot and put your hand up because you are the guy. It's that
yeah.
simple. But as long as you're gonna keep settling for these step back jumpers, I don't want to hear nobody excusing them. Because again,
That I
you
could have
are 6'10, 250 pounds. You could take your big ass down there and do something physical.
yeah. It just
Am
I
I
don't know.
lying?
Yeah, you 100% correct. I guess it's just my assessment because I'm always in the mindset of even though my best guy still has to get the easiest shot possible. That's just my mindset. So when I'm seeing Paulo, he's in the mid range and he has to step back, spin, jump, drop, step, dunk every possession. That's not feasible for me.
You
But yeah,
see
he
what you
definitely
just but you see what you just started the whole move sequence out with? Catch it in the mid range. That's what you just said. Catch it in the
yeah
mid range.
yeah
Right. I'm 6'10, I'm 250 pounds, and most nights somebody's 6'7, 210 pounds is guarding me. And I want to catch it in the mid range instead of doing something physical. If I caught it on the block and put one shoulder in his chest and shot a baby hook, I could score whenever I felt like it. But I
yeah.
want to
He's
play
also a
from the
freak
elbow.
athlete.
Right. But I want to play from the elbow.
Yeah
So in reality, I want to play against this double and triple team that's going to come when I put the ball down with my right hand. So now I got to spin, jab, hesitate, step back jumper
yeah.
because I'm not putting myself in position to be successful.
Because we kind of seen it with that Boston series. Jason Tatum, as good as defender he is, he has no business being able to contain Paulo Banchero. Even though he kind of struggled throughout the series to contain Paulo Banchero, he had to work for those buckets that he was
You know
getting.
what the problem is with Paolo though? He's not a good passer either,
That's another big problem. Where
respectfully, right? So if I'm
yeah,
playing from the mid post, right, and I'm constantly getting trapped and doubled and jumped, right, I should be able to find guys for easy points.
he's not getting those fines, and of course the shooting isn't helping either. But yeah, he's definitely not getting those looks, those fines.
Right. So that's an area of the game he has to improve. Because if I get doubled a couple times in a row, right, and I pick your defense apart and we get two open threes in a layup, you got to reconsider doubling me, right?
Yeah, because things are flipping on their head all of a sudden.
Right. Because now all these other guys are getting involved.
Yeah, you score 8 points without breaking a sweat.
Right. So that's an area of the game that he can grow. You want to play from that area of the floor and understand how to be a better passer from there.
Yeah,
Jokic
because
plays from there, but they scared to double him from there
yeah, the man
because
throwing
they'll drop a dime
yeah
off on somebody for a layup in a second.
yeah yeah because there's certain like there's no reason I've been praising Too Money Camaro all offseason. I love him as a player as a defensive wing. There is no reason why he's able to eliminate Paulo Macaro from a game. There is
There
no
is.
reason.
There is a reason because you're playing into my strengths.
Yeah,
I have elite lateral quickness and length. You want to play a game predicated on the perimeter. I'm going to beat you at that. That's
yeah,
why Tumani Kamara can hold Apollo Banchero. If Paulo went to the block and put his hand up and put two shoulders in his chest, right? And then turned and drop step dunked on his ass, Kamara would have no answer for that
yeah,
because he's not physically put together like that.
yeah,
But if you want to play on the perimeter and you're going to try to dribble by me and get
yeah.
into a
Beat
step
me
back
off the
jumper,
dribble,
I'm 6'8",
spin
6'9".
move.
I got a 7'3", 7'4" wingspan. I'm stupid. I'm stupid athletic, and I can move laterally like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
You're not going to do that to me.
yeah, 100%.
That's
I
like
could
trying to
definitely.
play on the perimeter against Tony Allen. It's not going to work, homie.
It's not gonna work.
But what would Kobe do to Tony Allen? Take his ass to the post and shoot that turnaround over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's
Because you
yeah,
still 6'4", little homie.
yeah. All
Let me
that.
put this 6'6", 215 on you real quick. Get to my spot.
Yeah, all that off ball move, all that. Yeah,
All that pretty shit. Let's
it
get
ain't
it.
working. It ain't
Let's
working.
get down to the nitty gritty real quick. I'm bigger than you.
Yeah,
Can you get 30 pounds on you right now? No, you can't. So you fool.
yeah. I can
That's how
definitely see
Paolo
that.
got to start thinking about it. You want to put
Yeah,
these little dudes on me? They lunch. I'm going to the block and I'm gonna punish him. Now, when you bring these big dudes on me, then I'll step out to the perimeter and take him off the dribble. But if you're gonna keep putting this 6'7", 200-pound dude on me, I'm gonna keep taking his little ass to the low post and drop step dunking on his ass, or getting
Yeah,
to the free throw line over
and,
and over and over
and
again.
eventually you're gonna have to find something to do about
Right.
it.
Eventually, you're gonna go big, and then I'll take his big ass out to the perimeter, give him 1-2 dribbles, a nice spin move, and tear the rim off that way. I'm
Yeah,
not making myself a matchup nightmare because I'm not punishing motherfuckers.
yeah.
Paolo
Yeah.
remind me. You remember Melo?
I compare. It's crazy. I just compared him to Melo. I
The
just
co-
compared him.
the comp is there though.
I
But
just compared him to Melo.
the difference between Melo and Paolo is
The
Melo did that to little
physicality.
dude. Oh, you gonna put
The
this little
phys-
ass boy on me? Come here, little boy. Put your little
yeah,
ass in the rim.
because when I was growing up, it was Nuggets. It was Knicks Melo. I looked at some of Nuggets Melo film. He
Put
was
your
tearing
ass in
people
the
up with
rim.
that shoulder. He was
Yeah.
tearing people alive with that shoulder.
And putting motherfuckers in the rim afterwards.
Yeah. And Draymond Green kind of spoke on it. He was like the amount of rim pressure Melo puts, it does not get enough. This doesn't get talked about enough. So yeah, I just compared him to Melo the other day.
And then when you put a big stupid slow guy on him, take him to the elbow, jab step, one dribble pull up, bang.
Yeah, I did.
That's what made Melo so difficult to guard. He didn't play with his food. And he was always in attack mode.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah, hopefully we see that jump, that progression, because I want to see what a prime Paolo will look like. I want to see it so bad.
If I'm Paolo, man, I'm trying to holler at Melo.
Yeah.
Yo, let's get in the lab.
Because
Got a lot of similarities in our game, bro.
I said it. I said he's Melo. I said he has Melo skill LeBron size.
Yep.
That he should be easily 25 point per game. Easy.
25 and 10. Easy.
Yeah, 25 and 10.
And at his peak, he should be 25, 10, and 5.
Yeah. Yeah. I think somebody said this. Somebody said if Paolo should play a lot more like Zion. Somebody said that. I'm not sure if that's the exact guy you want to play like, but I can definitely see like just I'm stronger than everybody in this vicinity. So
I get what they're saying from like a relentless attack of the rim standpoint.
Yeah.
But I think that what would make Paolo better is being more selective and using his head more from a standpoint of like I said again, watch Melo.
Yeah.
Melo's play style offensively was predicated on the matchup he had.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If you put a small guy on Melo, he was going to attack the post and the basket every time until you switched. Then when you switched, he'd take you somewhere else and give you a different element of his bag.
Yeah.
But he made himself unguardable in the sense of like, yo, bro, no matter who we put on this dude, you can't guard him with one.
Yeah, and I think even when it comes to low post, I think even 7 foot is going to be tough to guard Paolo because he's still 6'10" and can jump out the gym.
Yep.
So I think even if you do throw a big on him, you go put him in foul trouble too. So yeah, I want to see how that jump looks.
He's got to take that jump this year though. Like it's gotta happen right now. They just went in on Bane. Like it's gotta happen right now. Like there's gotta be signs that this is worth the money. Because a lot of people got to get paid soon.
Yeah, they have to come up with funds. All these guys, they got to come up out of their pockets.
Yeah, so a lot of people got to get paid soon. So this got to make sense right now.
Yeah. Somebody was saying in the comment they excited to see Zion after the weight loss. I do want to see that. I don't know if his strength stays with him though. Zion. I don't know if his strength stays with him.
Can I say something to that? I said something to this earlier. I see the person in the comments that said that too. Betters.
Yeah.
I wonder like how familiar you are with basketball history. Do you know who Tim Thomas is by chance?
Ooh, I have not heard that name. No, Tim Thomas.
All right, so I'll just give you a little bit of just a little background on Tim Thomas, right? Tim Thomas was a really good player for a long time, right? But Tim Thomas had this habit of whenever he got his contract, he'd chill until his contract was about to expire. Then he'd have a big year, get paid again, and then chill until his contract was about to expire. Have a big year and get paid again. So I said to my boy, I said, don't you find it ironic that Zion comes to media day in the best shape of his career as soon as these last years on his contract are non-guaranteed.
Mm, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And he was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Look at Zion's contract. Yeah, Tim Thomas did play for the Bucks. Um, but look at Zion's contract. These last 3 years of his contract are non-guaranteed. He has to meet certain criteria. His weight and body fat number has to be a combined number under a combined number in order to get his money. He has to play a certain number of games in order to get his money. He has to reach certain benchmarks in order to get paid.
yeah.
So, so now you're in the best
It's
shape of your
incentives.
life,
It's incentives involved, man.
right?
Yeah,
So now that the money's on the wood, because what you care about is the money, not the game. Now you're in the best shape of your life because you got to go ball out for 65 games this year because you got to get paid. So
yeah,
we're going to get 65 games from Zion this year.
yeah.
Barring some catastrophic injury, you're going to get 65 games from him this
He
year
definitely gonna
because
try to be on the All NBA team.
the money's involved. And better. You can look this up, bro. Zion's last 3 years of his contract are non-guaranteed. There's a whole bunch of stipulations in his contract about weight and conditioning and different stuff like that, to where he has to meet certain benchmarks in order to get his money.
Yeah,
So now you in the best shape of your life. Y'all don't find that ironic?
I didn't pick it up. I didn't pick up on that at first, but yeah, the irony is there. The irony is there.
Yeah, it's like I saw that and I'm like, oh, I know what this is. This is all too familiar. I've seen this plenty of times throughout my history watching the NBA. This is the
Yeah,
guy who's trying to secure another bag. So now you in shape. So
yeah,
watch, he'll go play 65, 70 games this year, right? Let's say he averages 25 and 8. I bet he gets a contract extension.
yeah. And
And then I
then,
bet and then I bet he goes back to eating.
yeah, if he gets a contract extension and he comes into camp overweight the following year, this clip is going to be hilarious. This
Right.
clip is going to be
I'm about to
hilarious.
say, clip this because in a year's time, if he gets a new contract and he comes to camp at 280, you're gonna be like, damn, where'd I hear this before? You heard it right
Yeah,
here. I'm telling
yeah.
you right now.
Why do that sound familiar? But yeah,
Right.
I'm about to say, I'm finna have to, we're finna have to head out. I'm running out of time here. I appreciate talking with you, man. This almost 2 hours. We had a good discussion, man. NBA, WNBA. Of course, the NBA season coming up. They had media day, so we're gonna be able to get into that pretty soon. As y'all know, better's in the chat. He better, cheddar betters. I call him cheddar betters for a reason. He be getting people paid. As y'all know, we sponsored by Bet US. We got a couple more sponsors on the way. We in the NFL shop, MLB shop. We got some things moving in Not Move podcast. We got, as y'all know, Southgate got his thing going on. Beat the bookie. Of course, NASCAR, MLB, whatever you want, man. MLB playoff going on right now. Whatever you want, man. Not Move got it, bro. Like we out here moving. As y'all know, as I said, Bet US. Of course, y'all use the QR code. Do they got? Oh, the QR code's not there. The link in the description of the YouTube too. They get you 125% match on your first 3 deposits. This is Moss Prod, the smoothest silkworm, the coolest cucumber. You know how I get down. You know what I'm saying? Talk of these sports. Sports Haven. I'm glad he got in the studio with me to chop it up again. This is Not Move podcast. Lock in and log out, man. As I said, we are Not Move. I appreciate y'all, man. Not Move family.
Peace.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.